This is Tony DeVera at MTG DeaLS top 4 for Legacy Staples tournament, and I'm here with
David Miller.
Yeah, and we're watching Gabe Rabin playing pretty stock list of Tempo Thresh, aka Rug Delver, aka Canadian Thresh, however many names you want to call it, against Danny Batterman playing what he calls Esper Science.
That's terrible. Yeah, he's playing Omniscience with no red for Burning Wish. Instead running Omni-Rector.
It's interesting. I mean, I feel as though not running Burning Wish is... I mean, I can't really say it's a mistake, it's done well, but I feel like it's... Like, Burning Wish just adds so much to the deck, but if there's something that he's getting out of Omni-Rector, we'll see. I haven't watched him play at all day, so we'll see it in action now.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either, but he's able to run Cabal Therapy this way.
That's pretty good. I mean, it's like Cabal Therapy is a pretty good way to protect the combo, but you know he'll be tested here because Tempo Thresh is one of the most disruptive decks in the format, and last round Gabe had it. Okay. Yeah, and Gabe already played against a combo deck earlier. I believe he played against a Hive Mind, another show and tell variant. So
Hive Mind, really didn't realize that was a deck still.
Neither did I. Someone decided to show up with it. It's a bit of a stretch. I mean, Kevin Lee, another person in this top 8, likes to brag that he's the best Hive Mind player in California. He's the only Hive Mind player in California, but I guess not.
Pretty sure he's not better than Luke Kai when Kai was playing it.
Let's see. Alright, they are resolving. I believe they're resolving mulligans now.
Pre-game handshake.
Yeah. Some dice.
Is that 7?
Yeah, Gabe's at 7. Let's see what Gabe's hand is like. Danny's hand is kind of hard to see on this angle. Let's see.
And the sunglasses go away.
Ah. And Danny takes them all. It's a problem with playing combo decks. Yeah, not only are you a jerk for playing show and tell, but you also have to mulligan a lot. What's Gabe at? He's got a force. Looks like he's got everything he wants to see. Is that a Delver?
Yeah, that's a Delver. He's not mulliganing that.
Yeah, that is a keep. He's got a Delver, he's got a Daze, he's got a force.
He is missing the third blue card, but he'll get there.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be the 4th blue card, I guess. Do we know who's on the play?
Two Ponders. Looks like 2/2 lands, a Tomb, and oh, Danny's on the play. There he goes. Yeah, he could keep that hand. I mean, it's a fixer-upper, but he's got the mana to do stuff. He's got the mana to play around Gabe's Spell Pierces, which is, you know, a major part of his disruption. There's the Delver.
Look like a thought scour drawn for Gabe.
Yeah. That'll be good as fodder for the force. Here's the Ponder. Let's see what's on the flop. Ooh. Protection spell and more dig. I think that's what Danny wants to see. If I were him, I would keep that 3. Probably draw the Brainstorm and then play the Cabal Therapy next turn. What do you think, David?
Well, apparently not.
Apparently not. He's gonna shuffle it.
I've never seen anybody shuffle 2 Brainstorms away.
Huh.
I guess he thinks his hand's good enough.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so.
I mean, he does have another Ponder, so he can fix it. Maybe he's looking for a specific card, and he's...
It's true. Because, I mean, I would have at least kept one of the Brainstorms and then shuffled the other 2 away. Because he's got, like, all those lands in hand that could be shuffled away.
Yeah, but if he, like... He's played a land this turn, but he does have the soul land So he can, if he rips the show and tell off this, he can put the Emrakul into play next turn.
Oh, wow, I didn't even notice the Emrakul. I thought that was another tune. Or another city. Yeah, he's got an Emrakul. Oh, yeah, he's just digging aggressively for that show and tell. Okay.
That is not going to flip the Delver.
Yeah, that looks like a...
That's a Skull.
Tarn?
Yeah. I think Gabe's just deciding if he wanted to Thought Scour that away.
See a Lightning Bolt? That's... See, this is a showcase of two decks that I feel are not very good for the format, just in general. Like, Delver and Show and Tell are just not very fun to play against. And I know this saying, I'm saying this having played a Delver deck today, you know, being guilty of the sin myself, but it's just, like I feel like there are a lot of people who think that Delver should go, but Delver should not go unless Show and Tell or Entomb also goes. Like they should go together.
You mean be banned?
Yeah.
Really?
If go on.
Oh, I'm not a fan of banning any card, like, in any format, so
okay.
Banning commons is kind of absurd to me, but banning a show and tell when they're not going to ever reprint it, I can understand.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, I guess the format as it is now does work, but it's like, if there was to be a change made, it would have to be Delver and an unfair card. Like, I don't think it would just be Delver on its own, because I feel as though Delver is the one thing, like the aggression you get out of a blue deck with Delver is one of the few things that's keeping the really unfair decks down right now.
That's probably accurate. I don't think you can... I mean, but then what's the unfair card you want to ban? Lion's Eye Diamond, Entomb?
No, I think Lion's Eye Diamond is okay, because Storm, for me, in my opinion, Storm is just... It's a fair unfair deck in the sense that it's powered by an engine. It's the two card combo decks that are really just like asinine. And here Danny draws an Omniscience.
Yeah.
And here's the other Ponder.
Gabe did lay a Tarmogoyf for his turn.
Okay. There's a Rector.
And then double Rector and Intuition. That should just be another shuffle.
Oh no, the Intuition could get Danny some action. He could also try and keep both and have the Rector up there as a wall.
He does also have a fetch line, so he could pick one of them.
Yeah. Decide to pick the Rector. And play a land. I think he might try and pass the turn. Yeah, he passed the turn.
Again, not going to flip.
Danny's gotten lucky on that Delver's bricking.
I do understand, because it's like this is going to be two turns where we don't see life totals right now, but that'd be like putting him at least at 14.
Yeah. I think Gabe drew another Goyf off the Thought Scour.
Yes, he did.
His draw step gives him Ponder.
That's pretty good Thought Scour.
Yeah. That draw step, that Ponder could get him into a really sweet spot. Like, especially if he sees another Force off the top or something, well, I don't know. The Ponder could prepare him for being in a really good spot next turn, but I don't think he can improve on having single Force protection right now.
Looking at the deck list for Danny, he does not have Spell Pierce. I don't see main board, so there's no need for him to leave that. The Trop untapped.
It's a scrub.
No, for Gabe.
Oh, for Gabe. Delver?
Yeah.
Delver get there? Oh, misses again.
See, he should have just cast that Ponder last turn.
There's life totals. Gabe's at 19, Danny's at 14.
How is he so low?
The Goyf is attacked.
Oh, yeah.
Is attacked at least twice. This is one of the situations. Well, Goyf isn't ideal in the combo matchup because he's rarely over 3 and he's costs 2 mana. It's like there's a goose. And
is he gonna run out this ponder here?
I think he should.
Do they know each other's deck lists?
I'm not sure. Let's see. Danny just fetched.
Okay, it makes a little bit more sense now. Gabe is at least like representing Spell Pierce and Spell Snare with the mana up.
Yeah, he's keeping it up as a threat. So I think what Gabe wanted to do here by playing the Goose is to ensure that he has lethal next turn.
Yeah,
so next turn he plays the Ponder and then one other spell and he's up at Thresh, and that's lethal. Should be. Here's the Intuition.
Well, he also has the Lightning Bolt in hand, right?
Yeah.
So I think this is lethal anyway.
Yeah.
Unless Danny combos off this turn.
Let's see, Danny's gonna go for it with the Intuition.
That must be EOT Intuition.
Yep. Gabe allows it.
Gabe could have played that Mongoose to possibly no, that doesn't make any sense. I was thinking maybe he's trying to get up to 7 permanents to keep something on the board if he Emrakul's.
No.
But that doesn't work.
There's no recovering from Emrakul for the Thresh player here. If Emrakul happens, he is boned. Danny's thinking about what to grab. I think he just goes for Show and Tell and goes for Omniscience because like Show and Tell, Omniscience, cast that Emrakul, go. Win the game without even thinking.
Well, I don't know what's in his hand, but he could get triple therapy, which I think is what he's going to do.
That could work too. Does he have the mana to cast them all?
I'm not sure it matters because no, they go in the graveyard. He gets one in his hand.
Yeah, you're right.
And he just casts the Rector.
Yeah, because the Rector goes right around Pierce.
And Snare.
Yep. Well, the Show and Tell would go around Snare too.
That is true.
I'm not sure if it would even matter because I think he would have the 5 lands anyway to play Show and Tell if he wanted to. But the Rector does seem like a safe route to go. As oh shoot, he could have, if he has the land to play 5th mana. If he has a 5th mana, he can just cast the therapy in his hand, rip Force, and then go for it with Rector, which I think he does. I think we might see Danny win right here. Or he might be short. He might be short a second colored mana though, because he needs a white and a black, and
only to cast the extra therapy.
Yeah, but I think he needs that because Gabe does have the Force. There's the therapy. Here's a Rector coming up.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Gabe's pondering it.
Well, right now he has 1 floating, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, but he does only have colorless mana, so he
yeah, he can't. Yeah. And I think that might just close this game up for Gabe.
I don't think it's flushing because it allows him to pull up the hand.
I don't think he really had any other options. He can't wait another turn.
Yeah, he can't. He was right to go for it. It's just unfortunate he didn't have the second mana, like the black.
And Delver flips for the win.
Yep. And we're on to game 2.
Yep.
A lot of interaction in that game.
So for the Show and Tell deck, he has his sideboard has, interestingly, he has 1 Misdirection, 2 Spell Pierce, Thoughtseize, some Graveyard Hate. He has 3 different singleton copies, a Tormod's Crypt, a Grafdigger's Cage, and 1 Nile Spellbomb.
Interesting.
I don't think any of those are going to help him here. I mean, he could bring in 1, but like,
I think the only thing he'd want to bring in is the Spell Pierce and the Misdirection.
It depends if he wants to go long. He could bring in the 2 2 death marks, but I don't think so.
Well, I think if you wanted to potentially go for the long game, I think the engineered plague would be important, because either naming human would shut off Delver, and then naming Goose would shut off Goose until he gets Threshold. But that doesn't seem like a very solid play.
Well, I mean, he can turn to it, so it's not that bad.
That's true. We'll see. We'll see how Danny goes about it. We're watching him. He's taking out an Intuition, and let's see what other cards he's taking out. It looks like he's taking out 2 Intuitions.
He's taking. I can see that. He's gonna do it. Just 2 Intuition for 2 either Thoughtseizes.
Yeah, or Spell Pierces. Let's see. Either of those would be pretty golden for his deck.
He probably wants the Thoughtseizes because he's on the play again, so he can take a Delver.
Yeah. Maybe when he's on the draw, he'd want the Pierces.
Yeah. And
Pierces are like 1 mana. They're essentially hard counters against Tempo Thresh.
What do we think Gabe's gonna bring in?
Let's see. Gabe's got the relevant cards in Gabe's sideboard is Vendilion Click, Pyroblasts, and I think that's about it. I mean, there's nothing else. I mean, he's got 4 Submerges, 2 Grafdigger's Cage, Tormod's Crypt, Life from the Loam, 2 Pyroblasts, 2 Grim Lavamancers, Ancient Grudge, Sulfuric Vortex, and Vendilion Click. And of those 15, there's only 3 relevant cards, or cards that I think are relevant to this matchup. That's Vendilion Click and Pyroblast. I mean, Vendilion Click would dominate this matchup. If you ever get to the point where he's resolving Vendilion Click at the end of Danny's turn, I think he's winning the game.
Yeah. Seems fine.
Danny's also boarding out some Ponders, looks like. A Ponder and another Rector, and he's bringing in...
I didn't see what he grabbed.
I didn't see it either.
$15 card sideboard presented.
Yep.
I did bring in the Pierces and the Thoughtseizes.
Ah, so he brought in 4. He brought in all 4 of his protections, or 4 of his additional protection spells. Oh wait, is he de-sideboarding?
He's re-evaluating. Oh, he's showing the camera.
Ah, I see. He brought in the misdirection as well. And
Seems.
I think he just brought out like singletons of his tutors and some parts of his combo, like the Rectors. I think he took out a Rector and then a couple of Intuitions and some other likewise spells.
Seems appropriate.
Yeah. Huh, Danny's even showing us. You have to appreciate the production value here at MTG Deals. You would not be able to go this deep, this in-depth at an SCG. Yep, a Ponder and Omniscience, yeah.
Yeah, it seems like he just shaved off some numbers.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the best way to go when the list is that tight. Because there's no thing in the deck that's particularly bad in this matchup, so you just take a little bit from everything else and then add in stuff that'll help you. Because you gotta figure, seeing that second Rector's not really gonna help if, you know, I mean, as we saw last game, by the time he was in a position to really cast the Rectors, like, he was already, like, at the end of his life, so what would it help if you run out a Rector and then run out a second one?
Yeah.
No, I don't think you'll live long enough to do that.
So you're known around here for playing Agrelome. What made you not play that today?
I had been experimenting a lot with this card from it's M13 now? Yeah, it's M13. Called Jace's Phantasm, which I think is awesome. It's a 1-mana Shivan Dragon, essentially. That's awesome. So I basically played a variant of Canadian Thresh, which is it's like minus the Canadian. It doesn't run Goose. It doesn't run green. It's just straight blue-red. All the blue disruption packet you'd see in Gabe's deck, and it runs Phantasm instead of Goyf and Lavamancers instead of Mongeese. It's still a Delver deck, so I'm guilty of playing the cheese. But that's what runs this format now. It's Delvers and unfair decks and a little bit of Maverick in between with some miracle decks. And that's pretty much what you'd expect to see at most any tournament now.
Well, don't forget about Charbelcher. It always shows up.
Oh yeah, Charbelcher always shows up. And someone always gets caught with their pants down. Although the Charbelcher decks are evolving, or at least the players are. Like the last Nightwear tournament, Charbelcher player found a way to beat Rug twice.
2 matches or 2 games?
2 matches. He lost to it a third time, but they have a side. They have like a sideboard which actually has a lot of protection in it with Carpet of Flowers and Autumn's Veil, and they also board into a second land. I think it's a basic forest. And Danny goes to the Snap Mulligan.
That's Mulligan 2 for Danny.
Oh, he's going down to 5.
No, he Mulligan game 1 as well.
Okay, so down to 6. Let's see where Gabe's at. He's got a Delver and...
Yep. And the hand on the table. There we go. Delver, that looks like a pretty good hand.
Yeah, I agree. It would be even better on the play, but you know, on the draw, that's still pretty good. That daze will at least keep Danny from speeding off to try and win it in turn 2. And did he have the force as well?
He has a force and a daze.
And
I believe, and a Pierce as well with the Goyf.
Yeah.
And I believe his second land is a Wasteland.
I didn't see a second land there. I thought it was just a 1-lander.
It could be correct.
With a Delver. But either way, that's aggressive. That was my experience with the deck all day. Like anytime, when you're playing a deck with Delver in it, it feels as though any opening hand with a Delver in it is like a god hand. So they have the potential to just be so good. They're ridiculous. I mean, people used to complain about Wild Nicatl just blowing out games way too fast.
So what do you think of...
Decided to print it in a blue deck.
Right. And what do you think of High Market to kill the Rector to go get it?
It works. I mean, it seems interesting. I'm not sure what makes it better than Phyrexian Tower, though. But it works.
Well, you gain a life, I guess. You can tap it for... No, they both tap for colorless.
Yeah. Yep. There's the Delver.
I didn't see what Gabe drew.
Interesting. Altered art. I'm gonna have to ask Gabe who did that for him. It looks like it was actually hand drawn. That's pretty nice. I might get a set of those for the Delvers I play.
Well, it looks better than the checklist itself.
Yeah. Another thing that's retarded about Delver, they basically legalized running proxies.
Just run Dragon Shields and pull them out. They're commons.
Gosh. See, this is one thing that just, like, befuddles me when I think about it. If they're going to allow you to play checklists to represent your Delvers and, you know, your Hunt Masters or whatevers, then why can't they just allow us to play with artist proofs and gold-bordered cards and World Championship cards as well?
Collector's Edition.
Yeah, Collector's Edition. That's the big one. I mean, I could see not allowing Championship because it's just way too easy to get. But Collector's Edition's out there, and it's, you know. Yeah, Danny looks like he drew another land. Doesn't really help him.
Delver flips.
Delver flip.
And the audience all.
Yeah. Wow, Gabe's hand looks pretty stacked.
Oh, he drew a Pyroblast last turn. That's what he drew.
Wow. Danny's down to 17.
What?
There's the Rector.
Interesting. So Danny's setting up next turn. He can play a 4th land, play the Rector,
or he can show and tell the Rector,
and then high market it.
And he could show and tell the Rector and have Pierce up.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to high market the Rector because he knows that Gabe doesn't have a way to exile the Rector. Gabe can only get rid of the Rector by killing it. So he's not afraid of Gabe killing it.
Yeah, that actually does what he wants, right?
Yeah, exactly. So he could just like run the show and tell out with Pierce backup. But Gabe's got multiple counter spells. Not sure if Danny will try to play around multiple counter spells. If I were Danny, I would probably maybe wait for as long as I can. He can wait another turn or two. At least he's got at least 2 more turns, I think, with the Delver and the Goyf sitting on him. That Goyf's with 1 too. There's the misdirection. Huh. I think Danny could afford to wait one more turn. Although he doesn't necessarily know that. He doesn't know if Gabe might have like the lightning bolt and the red land in hand. And Danny fist pumps because no one knows what high market does. Maybe that's the reason why he wanted to play high market. Too many people know what Phyrexian Tower does. Not enough people know what high market does. He's trying to educate the Magic public.
It could have just been a Diamond Valley then.
Yeah, but this is from Arcadian Masks, the block that everyone forgot about. Arcadian Masks gave us Rishadan Port, and that's about it.
Seriously?
Yeah. Well, what else was in Arcadian Masks that's like worth thinking about? Misdirection, and that's about it, right?
It was a long time ago.
I mean, there's no other playable cards from that set that I can think of right now. I mean, there's some oldies that I can remember that are really sweet, like Blastoderm. The guy's always a boss, but there's nothing else just off the top of my head that's really playable from Arcadian Masks set.
Right.
Well, Blastoderm's actually from Nemesis, my mistake.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna go with the whole block, then you get a bunch of extra stuff
Yeah.
like Submerge and stuff.
Daze, all those free spells.
And Stifle. No, that's Onslaught.
It's Onslaught. But all the alternate cast free spells that you always see pop up
Gush.
in Burning Wish sideboards from time to time, you know.
Yeah. Cave In.
Cave in. And Danny goes for the show and tell. Ooh,
See?
it's also a smart way to go about it because he knows the show and tell will bait a counterspell.
Not only that, but now the misdirection means that he can do it this turn, but he doesn't have any way to do anything. He's just gonna get the Omniscience into play, and then he has nothing left.
You're right. Unless, well, does Danny have other powerful enchantments in his list?
I don't believe so.
I don't think so. At least if he did, they'd be sideboarded in.
Yeah, with his hand right now, he's missing a card, but he does get the Force Will out of Gabe's hand.
Yeah.
Oh, and he misdirects, targeting.
Misdirection, redirecting force to misdirection.
Yup.
Yeah, I don't see anything else that could be put in here. But Gabe's got a... Man, Gabe,
Well, I mean,
Gabe looks scared.
Well, he
He looks like he's looking like he's about to lose this game. He's fretting. Yeah, 'cause that Daze doesn't do enough right now. I don't blame him. If I was sitting there, I'd be pissed too. I'm pissed off anytime someone resolves a show and tell against me. It's ridiculous.
What did he do?
Puts
Oh,
it in a gun,
he
another
let
way.
it resolve.
There goes the Rector. But you're right. There isn't anything Danny can do with that Omniscience once he gets it out.
Well, he needs to draw some cards. That's it. But like, he's at 11 life right now.
Okay.
He can potentially go up to 1 with the high market, or 12.
He's gonna take at least 3 from the Delver, so he'll be at 9. We'll see if Gabe. I mean, if I were Gabe, I'd just attack into it anyway. He's got the high market to sack it. So like, what's the worst that could happen to you?
Well, obviously Gabe
yes.
doesn't know what it's in.
Oh no, Gabe just killed the high market.
Yeah, because he tapped it for the days.
Yeah. Another misdirection, which is
Dead.
About as useful as nipples on a breastplate. I always forget to press that button.
I think he's already scooped, or they passed the turn back.
Okay, there's ball therapy, which is not doing anything. I don't see it doing anything in this situation.
Well, he gets to use it twice. But
like,
then again,
unless he can bounce those Goyfs and name Goyf, he's not getting out of this one.
no, he's not. But like, he still has to try. And
That's true.
I mean, even if like the Omniscience does come into play, he has the Scalding Turn to go get a red land and just blow it up. Barring somebody picking up like Gabe picking up like Danny's deck and throwing it across the room, I don't see him losing this game.
Fair enough.
We don't know what the Cobalt Therapy was naming. I'm guessing Force of Will.
Yeah.
And this is why Merfolk's not a good deck. Well, you have Deer Delver and you have your Goyfs and you have real counter spells and real spells instead of Grey Ogres that boost each other.
That's actually true. And there's Omniscience. Wait, honestly, I don't know how it is for Tempo Thresh, traditional, like, Canadian Thresh against Merfolk, but I know when I'm playing my blue-red list, it's just a massacre. I have Forked Bolts, Lightning Bolts, and 3 Grim Lavamancers in my deck. I just light them up and fly over because every one of my creatures has evasion. And he has the Pyroblast for the Omniscience too. Yeah, this. I think Gabe's got it. It's over.
We took the Spell Pierce, the Pyroblast hit it, and that is the handshake.
That's the handshake. So, Omniscience didn't get there, but he had a good run. We'll have to quiz Danny about how well he did, but I'm still of the opinion that Burning Wish is the way to go. It just gives you much more flexibility, and I feel as though being able to run Burning Wish and Intuition, which you just have such a mass of tutors.
Well, Academy just really slow and just kind of cute.
Yeah. Well, the only real advantage from it is that it gets around Spell Pierce, but if you've got such a mass of tutors of spells, like there's only so many Spell Pierces that your opponent can have.
Sure, and that's another reason why it's good. But like you're not getting full value out of your Cabal Therapies when your sack outlet is a 4-mana sorcery creature.
Exactly, that's true too.